Test.
You have now entered the scratch zone.
Down from the floor, bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce. Yeah. Brassy girls everywhere, titty ass hands in the air. So party over here, shaking for the man of the year. Man of the year, man of the bounce. Brassy girls everywhere, titty ass hands in the air. So party over here, shaking for the man of the year. Man of the year, man of the bounce. Brassy girls everywhere.
He aligns himself with the truth. Jay Saints.
Hey everybody, how's everything going? This is Jay Saints here. It's April 28th, 2017. Man, what a week, man. It's been a hell of a week. We want to hear about you guys, what's going on. So I'm going to introduce the crew here. We have the Gman.
What up?
We have Squintz.
Squintz.
We have YaniChingas.
YaniChingas in the house.
And we have JRealz in the house.
JRealz, let's do this.
We have Junebug somewhere floating around. And we have one of the twins, Alex. He's floating around the compound somewhere in here. Anyways, let's get this party started. First order of business is what, Yanni?
I need a beer.
All right.
Alcoholic.
So the first thing we're going to start off today is with stealthing. So, Yanni, tell us a little bit about this stealthing stuff that's going on.
Okay, if you guys don't already know, this has been on recent news. They're calling it stealthing. Basically, is when somebody's having intercourse, having sex with a person, what they're doing is they're removing the condom halfway through having sex. Like, it's a terrible thing. It's wrong. You know, it's kind of sad, actually. Stealthing, removing the condom midway you're having sex. I know a lot of guys like to act like the tough guy. Hey, I'm the tough guy. You know, I'm gonna have sex with a girl. I'm not gonna use a condom because I don't like it like that. You know, but in all reason, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's sickening. It's just disgusting. You become an automatic douchebag. I mean, this person entrusted you to have intercourse with you, and you break that trust by removing the condom, you know, halfway through. And then there's so much that could come about all this, and this is just not the person removing it, but you don't know, if you don't know what the other person, you know, so much bad could come from this. Pretty much pregnancies, STDs spreading, just you name it, man. It's just not cool. If you're out there, you think stealthing is cool. It's not. You know what? You're sick. Just be safe. It's always cool to be safe. You know, if you're gonna mess around, you're gonna have some fun. Be safe. One mistake could mess up your whole life, and something like that is definitely gonna mess up your life. What do you guys think? What do you think, JRealz, about stealthing?
No, I agree with what you just said, YaniChingas. It's kind of crazy if a guy gets to that point in his life where he has to do something like this. But, I mean, not only are you doing something disgraceful to a woman, what if you do get her pregnant? I mean, it's child support is one of the consequences. You can get accused for assault or much more than that, you know, and, I mean, to do something like that, that's pretty dirty. And women out there, I hope you guys are watching yourself and making sure you guys are protecting yourselves, and make sure you guys are out there looking for semi-normal dudes. Because it's crazy out there where everybody's doing that. And it goes both ways. Before, it was the girl that was like, I want your baby. And all that. And now it's like, guys are doing this? I mean, that's crazy. I've never heard of this growing up until now.
Until now, yeah.
And it's like, I remember girls like, I want your baby, and I'm like, no, you don't.
That's called entrapment.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, to do that, that's step number one. Imagine what else that those guys can do. I mean, that's, I don't, gotta watch out. Be informed, girls. Facebook and social media and these guys putting these pictures and all that.
Yeah, that is very true. What about these women that lie to you saying they're on protection and really they ain't?
But see, that goes back to what I said. I want your baby.
Exactly.
See, that's like the reverse stealthing, right? The reverse stealthing.
Basically, but
So it works both ways.
Male's point of view on this, I don't.
But it's different because the girls, they have the power. They have it all. They have the power. They know exactly what guys want. And sometimes girls get so stubborn and wanting a certain guy, they're gonna do that. They're gonna, oh yeah, I'm on the pill, and really not. And they're like, hey, mom just left. Come over to my house.
Guys do the same thing. The guys do also.
Yeah, that's where the stealthing comes in there.
I don't understand that reasoning though. Why? Why all of a sudden now? I mean, what is the point? Does the guy really want to have a kid like that?
I think it boils down to sexual pleasure, basically. Some guys, and we all know that, with a condom, it doesn't feel the same, right? It doesn't feel the same. But
I don't know, bearskin condoms.
Yeah, exactly. Nowadays they have condoms that are, actually make you feel better or whatever. But some guys want to play that role. They want to be like, you know what? I want to feel that raw, and that's just wrong. Like,
yeah, but there was a point where guys was like, you want to do it raw? I don't know about all that.
Right?
Even guys were scared. Like, I don't know.
Right.
And just like you said, bro, this is a new thing. I've never heard of this until now. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that's very true. Gman, that's very true. Let's hear from the audience out there and see what they have to say about this, because this is a pretty interesting topic.
Has anybody ever got stealthed on? Did you ever?
Yeah.
Any females out there?
How would they know? Because it's stealth for a reason.
I think you would feel it. You would feel it, right?
Yeah, I think you would.
The guy would, but I don't know about the female.
The girl too. I would think the
guy
girl
would.
feel it. The guy would feel it for sure.
9 months later, a guy would feel it. That's for sure.
And his wallet. But it's just not right. It's not right. Stealthing is wrong. You're sick. You're a twisted individual if you're doing it. If you think it's the macho role, no, it's not. It's actually the complete opposite. There's a fine line between a macho and being a douchebag, and you're crossing into the douchebag area.
And that's where we're at nowadays in society, man. There's no
right or
dignity.
wrong.
There's no morals. It's just like, whatever. I'm gonna stealth you.
I'm gonna stealth you. Like I was stealthing Squintz the other day. He noticed right away.
Squintz gets no respect,
Squintz.
bro.
Shout out to Squintz. Squintz, man, he has a hard shell like a coconut. Nothing phases this guy. He's just a cool dude, man. Always smiling, taking the jokes from the crew.
He's
Shout
ugly.
out to Squintz.
He's
Squintz,
ugly.
you the man, bro.
He's
Shout
ugly
out to
on the
the-
outside, but he's sweet on the inside.
Ooh, Squintz.
If he had feelings, he would be offended right now.
He ain't got no
That's why you see him at the gym working out.
Ladies, he's single, by the way.
No, he's not.
The question is,
mine.
Janix is, what do you feel about stealthing when the guy's pretty much having sex with you or whatever, and halfway through he removes the condom and he's just going at it without a condom? That's what it is.
We're getting away from the main topic, though. They're
Stealthing.
saying, is it sexual
Is it
assault?
okay? Yeah, it could be sexual assault. Well,
Yeah,
that
Yes,
they
it is,
consider
because
it
the woman
sexual
did not
assault.
consent to that. She
Yeah.
consented to sex with a condom. So, like if a guy takes off the condom, you make permanent decisions on how you temporarily feel.
That's true. That's true.
That's a dangerous situation right
Yeah,
there.
it is.
It's so wrong on so
Borderline
many
rape.
levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's borderline rape. It's not fair to the other party. If
But
the
I mean,
other-
look at it the same way, too, is that, when females used to poke holes in condoms.
Yes, but that's a different story. That's like them trying to get pregnant, But these guys are just doing it to get the pleasure of not using a condom. It's more of a mental thing, I think.
I think it is. I think it's wrong.
It's a mental thing. It's like
predator.
dominance. It's like a dominance thing. Like,
It's
I'm
a trend.
doing you
It's
raw,
a trend.
you know?
It's a trend that young people are doing now.
Yeah.
They think it's a cool
And it's
thing
wrong.
to do.
Stupid one at that.
It's dumb. It's dumb. It's wrong in so many ways. It just doesn't. I don't see why. It's so wrong on so many ways.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. There's STDs, there's pregnancy, like
Oh, there's all kinds of risks.
So, ladies, be careful out there.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah, You gotta trust. You gotta know. You gotta trust. You know. Something we saw on the Scratch Facebook was this woman. Ladies out there, you guys use a lot of makeup. You guys, I know how expensive those brushes can be. The ones to apply your makeup.
A kabuki.
They have full stores dedicated to selling nothing but makeup, blenders and brushes and you name it. It's in there, pencils and whatnot.
Expensive.
Well, this girl, she's very creative, and I mean by creative, she took creativity to a different level. On our Facebook page, there's a girl, and she uses her boyfriend's balls to apply beauty as a beauty blender.
Is that black mask I'm seeing on social media nowadays that's trending that everybody wants to try on? That gets stuck to your face and it's so hard to come up. Hey, girl.
The black mask. She uses
black mask has some special ingredients.
I know, right?
Takes her pores out like that. Watch out.
The blast mask.
That's like making charcoal mask and
so
shit.
there's a video, and I want you guys to see this. If you got kids around, turn away. It's not cool. It's kind of X-rated, but it's fucking hilarious. So check this video out. You might get some pointers on applying makeup.
Just fucking wrong, man. She got teabagged.
She's on purposely getting teabagged.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
That's out of control.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
That's
That's
like-
Oh my god, hell no.
Look like Squintz on a Friday night.
Yanni, what did you make me see, man? I need therapy
So
after
you
that
guys saw
shit.
that. So hey, if you guys need some help, you know, your man, you know, he could be a brush, you know.
He could be a freaking kabuki.
He could be a kabuki. Just apply gently because it hurts, you know, a little swift tap and they're like, oh shit. Be
And that's
gentle.
the Scratch, people. We talk about anything and anything.
Anything
you know?
goes.
So,
Anything goes.
Just
So-
have fun,
She
sit
was
back
a
and
drum
relax.
set on Step Brothers.
So not just for making babies, you could apply makeup.
Wow, that's just out of control, man.
1,001 uses.
Like who does that, right?
Damn,
she's
that's
just
sick.
like she's like, man, they're so soft. Maybe I could put my makeup on my forehead with them, you know.
Her boyfriend's
Wow.
being cheap. Don't even want to
Yeah,
buy her
like the
some
guy shade.
generic makeup.
And then
Brushes.
she's gonna go around smelling like balls on her forehead, you know, like she's just got straight teabag. The guy's gonna kiss her on her forehead. Wow. Why does it smell like
That's
balls?
sucio.
Sucio. Okay, similar kind of to the stealthing. It's called a haunting, or
Stalking.
other people call it ghosting. So basically, they go on dates, right? They go on dates. It could be a first date, second date. Well, they're dating, right? They're
Yeah,
dating.
ghosting is when you're dating someone and then you all of a sudden disappear. You know, you've always had that one person where it just disappears and's gone.
Okay, so
they turn into a ghost.
So they're dating
Ghosting.
for a while and they just split. They hit that corner and they run.
It could be even that first date, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden they don't call you back. That's a ghost.
That's a ghosting. So
And then whenever that ghost comes back around and starts trolling you,
yeah,
starts going through all your social media accounts, you know, you go checking out your pictures.
I think
your
that's called
posts.
stalking. You know, just a
stalking.
little
We
bit.
know it is
Just a-
stalking, but the new term is haunting.
Like I said, all these new
does
terms,
that?
all
And,
terminology, bullshit.
I read that on the news, and it's a big thing. It's big. It's going on. They don't want to call it stalking because stalking is such a dirty word.
That's
Everybody's
legal,
trying to
that's
be
why.
politically correct. You know, politically
Yeah.
correct. So it's
Stalking is illegal.
Haunting. It's called stalking. It's illegal. You sick
Yeah, it
bastards.
You sick
Quit
bastards.
doing that.
So let's go into a brighter topic here. We're getting a little X-rated. Let's talk about shaming. Shaming happens a lot in schools, and this is where I'm kind of like offended by this. And Yanni, tell us more about this.
We
man.
really got into this topic here at the Scratch, all of us, because
Yeah.
we all kind of had different schools. We had different perspective growing up, how things went about. And school lunches came up, and us as a group, we just kept going at it. I grew up in California, and these guys, like Jay Saints, grew up in Colorado, and JRealz grew up in Arizona, and the Squintz grew up in Arizona. So the school systems are a little bit different. But this was also on the news, and I want to bring this up because this kind of pissed me off, and at the same time, it brought up old memories. I remember growing up, we were broke. We were really broke. I'm not gonna lie, we were broke. Growing up, half my time we were broke.
Who's we?
Me and my family, we were broke. So not always could we afford school lunches. We could not always afford school lunches. So they would put a certain amount of money into my little card thing, and me as a kid, they will hand that card out to me, and I will go to the cafeteria line, and I will punch in, and I will get my lunch. That's how I get lunch. Well, sometimes I would run out of that little card. So what would happen was they would punish me because I didn't have enough money on that card to get lunch. And I do remember this clearly. They would send me out to the lunch, like the tables before anybody got their food, and they will have me like clean the tables and do stuff like that.
Now.
So the Gman went to the same school as I did, and we grew up together, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. They used to shame us. They would shame us because we didn't have enough money to buy lunch that day. So what they would do is we would get in line just like every other kid. Every other kid either paid cash or they had that punch card. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we had punch cards, sometimes we didn't, depending, if we had or not. And so, and then when we didn't have a punch card, it's like the cafeteria lady was like mad at us. She was like angry. She's like, you guys. And we were the ones that were constant. It was constantly us. Like, why this guy, this kid again? So they wouldn't give us lunch. They'll say, just go out to the tables. And we'll go to the tables, and we were the first ones at the tables. And they will have us clean and wipe down the tables so that the other kids that did get lunch would go and sit down on clean tables. And if you ask me, I could clean the shit out of a table. So, it's just like, it was just a shaming. And I was a young kid, and at first I didn't really think about it because you're just a young kid. You don't really realize it. I didn't realize it, but come to think about it, it's kind of fucked up. It's fucked up. They had me out there by myself cleaning tables, not having lunch like all the other kids because I was. Because I was with the Gman. We cleaned the shit out of some tables because we didn't have enough money for lunch. Yep. So, and as time was going by, we saw an article, and I got together with the Scratch group, the Scratch family, and I said, look, check this out. Check this article. And I remember this clearly, and it kind of messed me up thinking about it. I was the first one on the basketball courts, ready to ball and stuff, but I didn't get to eat, and as a little kid, that's kind of messed up. So time goes by, and I read this article, and turns out I wasn't the only one. They're doing this throughout schools all over the country. Some kids, they get put away to a different table away from the cafeteria, and they can't talk to the other kids that are eating.
Segregation.
They segregate them. Yeah, they segregate them, and then they let them do their own thing, and they don't feed them, And there's stories of like cafeteria ladies trying to help and pay their kids food, and they get fired for stuff like that. So it's kind of jacked up. So the whole shaming thing, I think it's wrong. I think it's messed up, and it can mess up a kid. What do you think about that, JRealz?
No, and I agree with everything you said. But I want to flip the script just a little bit and play devil's advocate and see it from a bigger picture. And it costs money to employ the cafeteria people, staff. It costs money to get the food in. Everything costs money. From what I understand nowadays, there is no money in public school anymore. And we got into the point where I think people take advantage of everything that's out there. That's why we have a big problem right now. Mm-hmm. And everything that is government based that we grew up on, that we once had.
Welfare.
And welfare is out of control. It's just on and on and on. But what do? I mean, parents don't take it serious. some parents think it's your responsibility now because my kid's over there, like a daycare. You know, that's not my problem. I gotta work. I gotta have other priorities, and the school's not responsible to take care of your kid. I mean, if the rules are the rules,
It's not a daycare.
Regardless of people's situation, I know it's tough, you know, but like you can't have in a family the dad, for example, worried about buying beer or cigarettes and not giving $5-10 to their kids for school
For a week.
what, you know, things like that. So, at what point do you say, you know what, I'm sorry? You know, it takes one person to mess everything up, and some people don't get it. People don't get. Then they play the victim card and so on and so on. I don't personally think any kids should be left behind when it comes to getting fed, but I mean, for the people that do it right, I mean, it's one of those things where you can't. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you can't fault them for other people not doing their bargain, you know. And I say this because there's a lot more in this world or in this country that we have taken advantage of, and sooner or later they're gonna all the stuff that the government funds are gonna be gone. Like, for example, Channel 8 is gonna be gone here pretty soon. And I mean, there's no more DARE programs in grade, and you know, field trips going to the police station, to the fire station. You know, the programs that we once paid for, because there's no money.
Yeah, you're correct, man. I don't think any kid should ever go hungry.
Yeah, I absolutely understand that.
And I know schools like my daughter's school, for instance, if you don't have lunch money on the books, they give you a cold meal. But that's kind of segregation too, right?
Yeah.
If you'd really think
they
about
give you like just cold bread and
a
milk.
cold sandwich or something.
Yeah. So I don't know. The way I see it, I don't take it out. If you got a problem with the parents and the parents ain't giving their kids lunch money or whatever, well, why are you gonna take it out on the kid? You know, it's kind of messed up. Why not send? They call, the school calls like you can never imagine. They call and they leave messages. This is going on and that is going on. So nowadays, why don't they call, hey, your kid's not getting lunch because you're not providing for it, you know?
Because I think it hits harder at home when the actual son or daughter is the one telling their mom and dad, I'm getting tired of not eating or getting tired of my friends making fun of me, et cetera, versus a call from the school. You know how it is when you get a call from the school. Parents don't take it seriously. It's like, whatever, they want more money, this and that. But when this actual kid or the daughter telling mom and dad with feelings and with anger and with sadness, I mean, it hits home. And I mean, that's what they're trying to do, I guess, is making sure that the kids are the ones hitting home and making sure mom and dad are listening. But what about this? How would you feel if all public schools, when you registered your kid, there was a fee of whatever,
a yearly fee,
and that fee made sure no kid was left behind? How would you feel? I mean, will you guys be okay with that?
That'd be a big fee.
I'd pay it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if every
I think what needs to be done is everybody needs a talk to their superintendent. Mm-hmm. They need to talk to the superintendent of the school. They need to talk to the directors, straight where it hits home, right at the state, the legislative, right downtown. I mean, right at election time is when they need to hit them.
Then we need to come up with a better solution. I think shaming the kids and not letting them eat and giving them a piece of toast for lunch is not the answer. It's not the kids.
That's not
it's
the
not them. It needs to go to a different level. Maybe the parents. What if the parents is a complete douchebag, is a drug addict, alcoholic or something? You know. So obviously they're gonna get through to him. They're not gonna get through to the parent. So you're gonna punish the kid. It's still not right. They need to go. It needs to go on a higher level. Because if obviously the parent is not doing his job, if the kid's going hungry, obviously it's not reaching that, you know. So there's a bigger issue here besides just reaching the parents. It's pretty much the parent is a POS, and it needs to go into a greater level to help our kids out. What if these kids are brilliant and smart and intelligent, and the dad's a complete alcoholic or something,
I think society needs to take charge there.
Exactly.
And if they see a parent that's like that, that's a douche, a drug addict, sells drugs, so forth, they need to be reported.
Yeah,
just straight up.
Exactly. So now this happens more often. Now this he's being shamed, or he doesn't have enough money for lunch, and then there needs to be an investigation. Hey, why can't your parents pay for your lunch? It's cheap or whatever. Then they need to go in and start talking to the parents. But you don't just shame the kid and hope that you shaming him is going to get back to the parents.
I think that's where bullying comes into factor also.
Exactly. And then me as a kid, look, my parents spoke. My dad barely spoke English. My mom, she understood it, but she didn't really speak a lot. So going back to explain to them, hey, Mom, I didn't eat today, was she I couldn't explain that to them. As a little kid, I don't see myself telling, hey, Dad, I didn't eat because you didn't put money on my book. I don't comprehend that whole thing. I just, in my small little child mind, I was like, well, I guess I don't get to eat today,
Because I know there's a factor about, a lot of parents, they do give their kids lunches to take to school.
Exactly.
And a lot of the kids are embarrassed because, they take a burrito, a tortilla, beans on the cup, stuff like that. And they get ridiculed at school. You have other kids making fun of them.
That's where that bullying
And so
comes.
they don't want to take a lunch no more.
Yes.
And that's where the factor comes, is private school or homeschooling better than public school?
Well, that's the direction we're going. And I feel that, growing up, private school, you're going to get, a really good education, right? But I remember private school was private school was where good parents were able to afford it, right? But it wasn't like your
Catholic school. And,
the loopholes, there's so many loopholes for the top, because somebody that's wealthy can sponsor a kid, and that's a huge tax break. So that's why they make it affordable for that kid.
I like this comment we have from Wicked One. First of all, thank you, Wicked One, for listening to the show. Man, he says, no child in the USA should ever go hungry, especially since the fiscal year of 2015. USAID provided $2.4 billion in emergency and development food assistance to the poorest corners in the world.
Amen.
So that's the world.
We're providing for
Go Wicked.
Yes.
Amen.
Shout out, Wicked.
Shout out, Wicked. You know what, Wicked? Go ahead and shoot me your address there, and you got a free one of these 550 paracord keychains.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because that was awesome. That was awesome.
That was a good topic there. A good comment. I'm sorry. That was an awesome comment. But yeah, like I said, it's not our whole school. Public education really gets vamped up. It needs to get fixed. And we talked about this in previous podcasts. Marijuana for funding. Why not? Now, another thing we kind of wanted to talk about was the cursive. This is like not a deep subject, but cursive writing in the public schools, as you guys all know, has been eliminated. Nobody teaches that anymore. My God honest opinion is, it's sad that we don't teach it anymore. And it has a sense of penmanship. And personally, I pay attention to how people write. I don't know about you guys, but I used to love calligraphy growing up. I like drawing letters. I love letters. And the older generation, older people, when they sign their name or when they make a letter and they write it out, their penmanship is just awesome. And most of the time it's in cursive, and they get down, and it's just second nature. It's how they've been writing for all their lives, and it's because they were taught cursive, and this penmanship is just freaking awesome. So for us to get away from that, shy away from learning cursive, is kind of sad. A lot of people will argue that we don't need it. we really don't technically need it to be able to write cursive. You know, we don't need it, but it's also a plus, a good thing to have it.
It's a good skill to the brain. It's educational at its finest, knowing a different font naturally. You know, it's good to learn it, and I believe that all schools teach it. I want to read a comment by Mariposa. It's in Spanish. I'm going to try to translate as much as I can. She said when she didn't eat lunch, they used to push her and pull her hair and say bad things to her, and then they would throw rocks and they would chase her to her home. That's because she wouldn't eat lunch.
That's bad.
So they would bully her for not eating lunch.
Wow. That is deep. That went dark real fast.
Wow, man.
Even me and Chingas growing up, we were never really bullied like that.
Yeah, we didn't get bullied like
we
that.
knew each other and we hung out with each other and we looked out for each other.
I think this would be a deep conversation. I think, you know, we involved as the Scratch, you know, we're media. We should do something about this. We should actually talk to the superintendents. We should take it out to the streets. We should make a difference. We need to go downtown to the legislative and actually talk to, you know, the board of directors down there.
Yes.
But we need our
and
viewers.
make a difference.
We need our viewers. Because, you know, only a certain amount of people can only...
No, if everybody at Maricopa County would actually send an email and make a phone call to the Department of Education and just leave a message, they have to respond. And the message has to get out. We have to make a difference.
I'm pretty sure we're not the only people to ever bring up this topic, and this is not the first time this topic's ever been brought up.
Yeah, but nobody says anything about it. That's why nothing is done. We need to make a stand and make a difference. If we're going to talk about it, we got to do something about it.
Okay, I'm down with that. So going back to the cursive, because we kind of going back to the same topic.
No, but that was a good topic.
That was an awesome topic. Topic.
But yes, the cursive, yes.
The cursive.
Yeah. How do you guys feel? How do you guys feel, people out there listening to us? Do you guys feel that cursive is important in schools?
I believe it is.
I tell you this, I'll give you guys
Squintz.
this.
Squintz just nodded the biggest nod in it. I want to hear your opinion. Let me hear your opinion.
That's right. Squintz is the youngin'.
Squintz, yeah.
Let's hear it.
He graduated high school like 2 days ago.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
All right. So the last time that I wrote cursive was like in 3rd grade, and that's it.
Wait a minute, you're lying. Because when you do a debit card swipe, what do you sign as? Do you print?
No, just scribble. That's it.
You don't do cursive your name?
No.
You have to learn. Yeah, you gotta learn. Oh, that's a different point. You gotta learn cursive to be able to
When was the
sign
last
your
time
name.
that you wrote cursive?
When I sign my check.
Every day.
Every day.
Almost
Every day. I use cursive every day.
And it's just sad. It's just sad to see it go away. It's not
It's
right.
sad.
Like,
And that's coming from a millennial.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
That was the last time that they taught me was like in 3rd grade.
Wow, that is deep. Man, that is sad.
Yeah,
that is sad.
it's sad. But like I said, newer era. Okay, newer era that they say they don't use it anymore. Okay.
So, you don't want to learn cursive, but yet you want a cell phone.
Exactly. I mean, come on.
How young is too young to have a cell phone?
13.
12.
A teenager, huh?
10.
12.
I say 10 because my daughter has a cell phone. She's 10.
The first time that I got a cell phone was when I was 12.
I want to ask the audience out there is, when is too young to stay at home by yourself? Because if when you stay at home by yourself, you should have some kind of communication device, and either a cell phone.
That's the reason why I got my daughter a cell phone, because I ran into a situation where she was 3 hours out of her day by herself. Well, not by herself, but she was with friends and family, and just I had to get a schedule change at work because but it was not easy. So for 3 hours in her life, she was with friends, she was with family, but she wasn't at home. So I want to know what's happening. I want to know if she's okay. I want her to have a cell phone in case of an emergency. And so 10 years old, it just kind of, I had to get her phone.
Now, when you say a cell phone, a cell phone that has access to the internet and
No.
to the apps and to Facebook.
Which phone does it anymore? Which phone doesn't have
They
access?
have phones.
They have a lot of phones. Matter
for
of fact,
kids.
they
Okay.
have now phones where you can monitor your phone. They can have only 3 numbers done in, done and out, and there's no internet, so there's no access to Google, or
Pornhub.
whatever,
Get her flip phone.
It's basically a communication tool, like it's
In
meant
case of
to be, for the child and the parents. They even have them on watches now, where they have GPS on the watches, and they can call you from that phone, or they can see a message from Dad. I'll be there in 5 minutes, pulling it up now, or something, and that's what it's meant to be. Now, you want your kid to have an iPhone because everybody else has an iPhone or an iPad. That's a whole other conversation.
Hey, peer pressure. That's peer pressure right there.
That's following the trend.
The way I did it is a phone is a phone. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get her only be able to call 3 phone numbers.
Well,
and
that's
stuff
on
like
you.
that.
As a
It was
parent.
an
That's
easier.
on you
It's
as
an
a
easier
parent thing.
process just to get a phone, activate it, and say, "Here you go."
Okay,
now,
but then you're gonna fall into more problems if she starts looking on the internet.
Well,
and that falls
now
on you.
she's very limited on the new phones because they're smartphones now. You can activate if it's a child, you can activate it, and the phone. I mean, the internet is a messed up place. Not everybody is safe, but you know what I'm saying. You can activate it, and the phone does a pretty good job as far as not allowing total access.
But would you rather just be safe and buy the phone that completely denies them that access?
They still sell flip phones, by the way.
Yeah, they do. Go
You
to
know,
your local
And I like
supermarket.
the comment up there that said government phones. I mean, give him an Obama phone.
No.
Hey, we had a customer.
But they got internet.
They got internet. Yeah.
It's all right. It's
all right.
okay.
Carlos
I mean,
Slim making some money on that.
I guess you have to, the way I see it, you have to understand your child. If you believe your child is going to get out of hand and look up some stuff it's not supposed to, then you don't get that child that phone. But you got to kind of understand your child and just comprehend. Get her the phone
Know
that you think
know
is
your
all right.
child. Know your child.
That's still
the-
set
What
limits
can
because
you're in an age scratch crew? What do you think the age should be? 10?
They were saying 14,
10.
15.
They were saying
And
14,
12,
15. And
15.
I gotta admit, when we first got the phone, I was kind of skeptic, as I didn't want it. I was saying, but the position I was put in, I kind of had to. But it's all good.
And this goes on to this topic, or this slightly conversation we're about to have here. On that note, parents being best friends to their kids nowadays, and that's getting the cell phone is kind of in that category, because you want to be your best friend instead of being a parent.
Be a friend.
Parents, man, nowadays.
You can't be a best friend or friend. You got to be a parent.
Yeah.
You always gotta
gotta
be
be
a
a
parent.
parent.
You gotta be a
You
parent.
gotta be a parent.
or best friend.
Because if you be a best friend, I mean, kids are going to walk all over you. Kids are smart.
Yeah.
Kids are smart. And they're just going to walk all over you and just say, hey, you know what? My dad's my friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just, you got to be smart about it. And,
See,
hey,
I don't
tough
want to
love,
lose.
baby, tough love.
See, there's a small line. Now, if you're 100% best friends with your kids, you're letting him get away with all kinds of stuff. There's nothing wrong with being friends with your kid, but not best friends. And there's a borderline. You should always be seen as a parent. Like, my kid knows I'm a parent. If she pisses me off or she does something wrong, I'm pulling that phone, and she knows it. Now, if I was her best friend, I would have been. I don't do moves like that. You gotta play those moves. Give me your phone. You screwed up. Give me your phone. Now you're not allowed access to that.
Yeah, that is true. That's very true. But also think about it. Teachers are trying to be best friends. I see that's a problem.
Absolutely.
And and a lot of those teachers are backstabbers. They'll be like your best friend in front of your face, and then all of a sudden they'll backstab you. So the kids need to watch out who their friends are and who they're not. And I believe a teacher should never be a best friend.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I like Mariposa's comment. She says both her kids have cell phones, iPhones, and they do really good at And as long as they get A's and B's in school, they're good, and they don't do nothing bad on the internet or anything like that. Always checking on them and always talking about everything all day. Everything all day, go in school and what's their day, and should be friends with their kids. Okay, yeah, I understand. She's friends with her kids to a certain level. You don't ever want to lose that trust. You never want to lose that friendship with your child, because then what's going to happen is they're going to go behind your back and do things on their own.
She does have a point, man. I'm willing to change my answer there, because she does have a point right there.
Yep.
She does have a big point. I mean, you do, but then again, you have to know when to turn the switch to being a parent.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You got to play that role, but at the same time, your kid needs to understand that you're the parent. Like, at the same time, you're parenting them. You're like the friend, like, hey, mom, or you're constantly talking to them. Hey, how was your day? How's your friends? How's everything? Hey, but did you do your homework? And did you eat lunch today? That's the type of stuff. So you're a friend, but at the same time, you're a parent. Because if you lose that trust, and it'll go quick, they're going to do stuff behind your back.
What's better, the trust or the respect?
Yeah, respect.
Both.
Trust.
I think both.
Both.
I believe both.
I think I'll trust you second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's go on to the next topic. That was pretty deep, man.
Okay. Another topic. This is really deep, and this has been going. It's kind of a popular thing that's happening nowadays. Social media live killings and suicides is becoming very popular. All I ever hear is people going live and killing themselves or killing other people. We had that one guy. What was his name? The most famous one that's on the news.
Stevens or something like that.
The Chicken McNugget?
The Chicken McNugget guy, that guy. That was a very popular one, but he wasn't the only one. That's the one that reported the most because he was on the run. But it's been happening. I see one that it was an 11-month-old baby, and this guy hung her live on Facebook because he was mad at his girlfriend. And then he killed himself. Yeah. And he went live. And then there's a trend going where these teenagers are doing these crazy things and in the end killing themselves. So that, I think, it's a terrible thing. Suicide is never good. Talk to your kids. Talk to your friends. If you haven't seen someone in a while, you never know. Depression is a terrible thing. A lot of people out there just, it's sad, but it's a reality. And if you can do anything to help, just help. Suicide's always just sad.
Absolutely. And that's, technology nowadays is that people are going to do, this kind of stuff to, number one, probably put themselves out there. Number two is, they probably want others to do the same because they know they're not the only ones in that situation. So, we have to be more friendly to people that are quiet or depressed or, just kind of reach out to someone and tell them that, everything's going to be all right regardless of what situation you go through. But this whole training, man, it's pretty bad, man. It's horrible, all this. They actually think about going on social media live and committing these horrific crimes for all of us to see. It's crazy, man.
So the scratch is getting ready, real serious this Friday evening. Thank you guys for listening. I mean, we had some good topics. We had some really good topics. Keeps you thinking of stuff, gives you an opinion, gives you a voice.
Gives you insight.
Gives you a little bit of insight of what's happening around you and around the country. Thank you guys for listening. We want to give out a few shout outs. First and foremost, we got more of those awesome 550 ID tag key lanyards. It's a keychain with 550 paracord with the dog tag, and it says the scratch.us on it. It's our website. They are awesome keychains. I mean, it's not much, but it's an awesome keychain. I've never seen anything like it. We got some winners. We sent some out about 2 weeks ago. We had Brenda Rubio, Rachel Rubio, oh man, I can't even remember. Foxy Lady. We send all kinds of keychains out. If you guys are listening listening. Eric from Tennessee, you won one. Jennifer from Minnesota, you got one. And Jim from Minnesota, you got one. And today's winner was the awesome comment of the day was from Wicked One, or
Wicked
just
One.
Wicked?
The wicked one.
The Wicked
Wicked
One
One.
from
Oh,
Las
Wicked
Vegas. Dude, that comment was killer. It was, it was awesome. It's a perfect comment. Get on our website, www.thescratch.us. Our email address is on there. Shoot us an email. We'll send you a keychain and a sticker, and it's just it's cool. It's a good thing. Put the sticker on your car, and show a little bit of support. Show some support for us. Want to give out some shout outs. Jay Saints got some shout outs.
I got some shout outs here for Savage Mopar. That's our family right there. Those guys are keeping it real. We also want to thank SAS Designs, who built our website. Anybody needs a website, just go to our website, send us an email. You get a 50% off coupon. You can't beat that, man. I mean, get a whole website for a company or yourself, 50% off. Can't beat that at all. Remember, always, we're here to just make a brighter day for people. Just put a smile on your face. Enlighten your night. Drinking some beer here and just having a good time. The Scratch is on the march. The Empire is on the what?
Run.
I love you guys. Let's keep on with our topics, man.
Okay, the greatest topic I want to talk about is Trump's wall. We've all heard about it. Trump's wall, Trump's high-tech wall. So
it's gonna be huge.
So, if anybody is familiar with drug kingpin cartel guy, El Chapo. And anybody know who that is? Anybody know?
No, I never heard of him.
No, never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Well, El Chapo is one of the greatest drug lord kingpins from Sinaloa.
Yeah,
Sinaloa. This guy make billions. So what they're trying to do, they finally captured the guy. The guy's being held on U.S. soil because this guy's just nuts. He makes a lot of money, and they want to take his money to fund the wall, to fund the border wall. And he's got plenty of money to fund that. Yeah, he's got billions. The guy made billions. They want to take the money from him and have him fund the wall.
That's
what
fucking
is
money
your
laundering.
opinion? What is your opinion
money
on that?
laundering, dude, isn't it?
Well,
Squintz, explain it.
Not money
Yeah,
laundering.
because fucking taking dirty money and then just
Look at
using it for something clean. That's
all the
laundering
that's
money.
all
isn't it?
that's all the U.S. government does.
I know you do.
We take dirty
Take money
drug
from
money.
the drug dealers, they use it
and
for
we use it.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
money.
That's
That's
fucking
not-
money laundering.
It's a far more deeper situation than we're gonna have him personally pay for it. He's just gonna write a check and here you go, United States.
Build this wall.
Yeah.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
The government wants to put out there, bogus stories to get people.
exactly. It's more
to
like an
think,
example.
It's you gotta think about it.
It's a
We're
scare
one of the
tactic.
greatest countries in the whole wide world. Yet we're the number one supplier, or we're one consumer of narcotics. And he was the powerful drug lord in the world. I mean, you don't think we could have put an end to this a long time ago? I mean, they need him like he needs them.
Yep.
It's just something to put out there. I don't believe he personally is going to pay for it. Do I think he knows a lot of information about the government here and the government there?
Oh,
Absolutely. That's why they brought him to the States. So he's make sure he's watched and nothing gets out there. Because he can do
Shut
some
his
damage to both countries if
Yep.
you really think about it.
Keep his mouth shut.
But this wall deal, man, it's going to go up. It's going to get built somehow, some way. Who's going to pay for it? At the end of the day, I still believe we're going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
And
Of course
it's just,
it is.
It's just that's the way it's going to be. And I think we've gotten to the point where Americans, and I don't want to single out a certain race, but I say Americans as all Americans, think that that's kind of security. That's a more peace of mind because there's so many horrific stories that we hear that
Across the border.
et cetera, et cetera.
That is so close.
Even though we know it's not going to work, it's still peace of mind, and they're okay if we pay for it. That's plain and simple as that.
I mean, the border wall and everything, they're going to build it and all that shit. But, I mean, it's not natural. It's not a natural thing, and plants and wildlife are gonna suffer. Bad enough, most of our exotic animals are being killed. If you guys know about El Jefe, he's the only leopard in the wild that he lives in the border of Arizona and Mexico. He's the last known leopard there's the females, they live in Mexico, and he lives in the United States on the Arizona border. His name is El Jefe. You guys Google him. He's the last male leopard in the wild. And if we build this wall, we're pretty much calling it extinct to all wild leopards that live out there. And to me, that's a sad thing. So it's beyond us. But we all know, us as humans, we're slowly destroying this planet.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Not slowly.
So I think it's a messed up thing, but it's not a natural thing. And it's going to be sad because they are going to build that damn wall. And it's not natural, and it's going to cause trouble to the environment. So,
yeah, that's true.
Chinese,
That's
Great
true.
Wall of China was built, and look how big that is.
yeah.
It's going to cause problems. And let's talk about United Airlines. I know that's a biggie. People are getting pushed and punched and so forth. Animals are dying in this thing. Now, would you guys fly United Airlines after all this bullshit?
Hell no.
Hell yes.
Now, what if United Airlines gave you a voucher saying, "Hey, fly with us anywhere in the U.S. for $100"? Would you do it?
I would go.
No,
I would be gone.
No fucking
And
person
then-
kicked me off the flight.
Yeah, but they pay you. You guys don't understand that they pay you. They pay you if you get kicked
So
off
are
the
they a
line.
Hitler airline?
It's like the jackpot. It's like I won the jackpot.
Because people are calling them a Hitler airline. But think about it. I mean, if they would reduce the rates, you're still going to fly with them.
See, but the problem is not with United Airlines. The problem is with all airlines in the U.S. They have been monopolized. In other words, there's no they've been monopolized, right? There's only these big giant companies, and each one is in every state, and each individual airport is owned by these.
Watch that movie with
particular
Leonardo
franchise. So
DiCaprio.
these-
What's that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Soul Plane.
That's Kevin Hart.
Ain't no Soul Plane.
No, but yeah, the problem is the airlines in general.
Yeah,
It's been
Howard
monopolized.
Hughes.
Yeah,
I can't
Howard
remember the
Hughes.
name of the movie,
But
but
remember,
I mean,
at the end of the day, we choose what airline we want to go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
for years
but
and
customer
years,
service is out the window
But,
because
okay,
none of
that's a
these
monopoly.
people. It's a monopoly. They
It's
don't.
almost like
They
at the
could
end of the day,
care
that's a
less
business.
how the passengers are comfortable or not. They don't give a crap.
That's a
They just
business.
want you to buy their tickets and fly United or fly
The friendly
Southwest.
skies.
The friendly skies.
they
care.
feel that we need them.
Yeah, so exactly.
They don't need us.
So customer
We need
service
them.
is out the window. All of a sudden, we need them. They don't need us.
Is it to
Customer
protect-
service out the window.
is it to protect certain consumers? Because I mean, what kind of people fly Southwest and what kind of people fly United? I mean, I think there's a difference in the type of people that choose those flights. I mean, you
See,
get a
but-
certain crowd with Southwest because it's cheaper than you get a certain crowd with United. So maybe United as a company wants to keep a certain image, like, hey, we got the nice, comfortable blue seats, or
higher
whatever,
end image.
TVs, and
You're going to pay for
We're
it.
gonna pay for it, but we are gonna make sure that you get to your destination and peacefully and with no distractions. And the minute there is one, we'll handle it. And maybe they have that from the top saying, hey, you gotta do by any means to make
That's
sure
a
everybody
business
else is comfortable on this flight. And in Southwest, man, it's like Soul Plane.
That's true. Hey, I got another question for all of us here at the round table. Should women be required to register for the draft?
Hell yeah.
No.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
I want our listeners to just think about this, and maybe next time if you join the show, or you are going to join the show, let us know about this question, because this is deep. This is really deep here, because women, they fought for that right.
I thought they were required.
No,
Not
not
yet.
required.
I mean, not yet, but it's
Like
passing. They're
males are.
passing
When you
it.
hit 18, you have to
They're
file.
passing it, and I mean, but should they be should they be required to register?
They
Yes.
want equal rights.
because they want equal rights.
There it is.
Well, no, that's not about being equal rights. This is a decision to want to be in the military.
No.
No.
Not
Still.
for the
We're talking
draft.
about-
Because
we're
when
talking
you're
about
18,
the draft.
you have to
We're talking about
sign
the
for the
draft.
draft.
But they don't need to register to the draft right now. They're not required. Only men are.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Yeah,
Women
but
should
now
have.
They're gonna make him.
We're saying
required.
should they be required to be in the draft?
I say
Yet they
no.
want equal rights.
Yeah, I say yes. Because
Yeah,
they want
I mean,
equal
a
rights.
woman can do a job just as good as a male.
Yeah,
can.
exactly.
And
There's
there's no arguing
Yeah,
that.
there's
but
some bad
mean,
women in the
but
military right
we
now.
don't need to be putting
If
on women on
women
the front
can
lines
run
when
for president, then she could get fucking drafted to war.
That's a deep topic. So that's a deep topic to think about.
think-
Everybody think about this one, and
You think
know.
about it, there are women. I know
Yeah, I mean-
women that are really tough women that would disagree with you, saying, "Draft me." I will.
Yeah.
go."
yeah.
There's
And
plenty of
there's
women
also
out
a lot
there.
of women that say no. I don't want to be
Exactly.
drafted.
So now there's that thin line. Like,
And
what
there's
do you
also
think?
guys that will
Yeah.
also say no. I don't want to be
Yes.
drafted.
Exactly.
So
Just
that's
those-
a serious topic right there. And we're gonna have to drop the mic here, but I want to give a last thing out to all my brothers and sisters in the military. I appreciate what you guys do. I was there once. Come home safe. Watch your back. And all the hardworking men and women of America. God bless you. God bless America. And Godspeed, everybody. Anybody else have something to say?
Yeah, I want to say, first and foremost, shout out to all our listeners. Thank you very much. Without you, none of this is possible. So God bless you. Keep on trucking, like they say. Let's make a difference in the world. Everything starts at home. Shout out to all our military. We love you. We respect you. Thank you for protecting us. And we are prideful of the red, white, and blue. And secondly, let's have a good weekend and let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Oh man, I got stuck.
That's what she said.
I spit the illest shit ever been dropped into it. So take your time, listen to the
Goodbye,
sound.
America. Love y'all.
To the sound of kids, she makes on the
What?
couch. Listen to the sound of me spilling my heart through this pen. Motherfuckers know that I'll never be marshaled again. Full of controversy until I retire my jersey. Till the fire inside dies and expires at 30. And Lord have mercy on any more of these rappers adverse me and put a curse on authorities in the face of adversity. I was
These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I'll never fall apart. Even if my collarbones crush and crumble, I will never slip and stumble. These shoulders hold up so much they won't budge. I'll never fall apart. Even if my collarbones crush and crumble, I will never stumble.
Bye bye.